Hi, my name's Mayumi Yoshida. I'm the head counselor here. I've been with ShareWorld for over 10 years, helping students to prepare for colleges and also to apply to colleges, ranging from 7th grade to 12th graders. Okay, so this is an acceptance rate for UCs. It's not the most updated one. I have the most updated one a few months later when I talk to UC admissions directly, as I do. But this is a general acceptance rate. This year I think it was lower than this. And if you talk about Berkeley, LA engineering department, it's going to go down to 5%. And the GPA is going to go up to 4.5. And SAT and ACT score, this is entire average. So you have to keep in mind that if you're coming from this particular area in Silicon Valley, you have to add 2 to ACT scores and probably a lot more to SAT scores because it goes by the school. This is for Ivy Leagues, and as you can see, there is a distinct difference between the early action and early decision, particularly for early decisions, because you're committing yourself to that particular school when you apply. So if there is a school you really would like to go to, early action or early decision, it's a very good choice for some of you. Today, I'll be talking a little bit more on take-focused students because the preparations take a lot longer. This is top 10 hires by Silicon Valley tech companies analyzed by Hiring Solved, which is an online agency. Number 1 is UC Berkeley, number 2 Stanford, number 3 is Carnegie Mellon, USC, Texas is very popular, Georgia Tech, Urbana-Champaign, and San Jose State is number 8. So all of these colleges besides UC, most of our students who go for engineering, they do apply. This is the top 11 to 25. All UCs are within this, and Santa Clara, Purdue also included. So, but this is not 100% fair because, of course, UCs and Stanford, those are big schools, so the sheer number of graduates, there's a lot more. However, I would like you to be aware that there are all these schools, so UC is not the only one, and when you apply to colleges, you should expand your options and to apply to 10 to 15 different ones. This is the top 10 critical skills for new graduate going into engineering in this area. This is college graduate, the skills they should have. However, the ones I highlighted in red are the skills that most of my rising seniors going into college, when they apply to colleges, they already have these skills. And those are very important. And it's not something you can all of a sudden in late junior year or early senior year get it. So if you're going for computer science, electrical engineering, those areas, be aware that, yes, at some point in high school earlier, possibly sophomore year, before you end junior year, Python, Java, HTML, those skills are going to be very important to make you competitive. So, college readiness, if you're going into engineering and STEM areas, yes, those skills, the actual skills are going to be important. And then, academic preparations. So, intellectual vitality means you don't just take classes required by high schools to graduate. You have to expand more. Oftentimes, when I look at students' course selections, going into junior year, senior year, they choose only 4 classes or 5 classes because they say, well, I've already taken required classes, no classes interest me. It's okay to graduate from high school, but if your goal is to get into competitive colleges, that doesn't make you a very good candidate. You have to take classes beyond what is required to show that you have intellectual vitality. You also need to show your ability to engage with other students and work very well with professors. Those personal skills are going to be important. You also have to show emotional maturity. It's not no longer, when you go to college, your mom is no longer going to be with you. You have to be able to independently manage your time and life. You have to take initiatives because then your life is going to start. How are you able to demonstrate all this on your applications, which is just a paper? The only way to show is to have actually those experiences and skills That's why it's very important to get involved in different clubs and activities at school and take on summer camps and summer research experiences. Because the colleges ultimately want to know, do you have life outside of school? Do you take initiatives? Do you help others? Do you teach others? Do you tutor others? Or even babysitting is okay. Do you do something? Have you expanded your intellectual interest? Have you taken college classes? Have you taken online classes? Have you taken any other classes besides those offered at school? How are you pursuing your interest? You can say, oh, I'm interested in computer science, but how are you going to show it? I'm interested in science. How are you going to show? You cannot just say, I took AP biology, therefore I'm interested in biology. That's not going to be enough. And how do you connect to the world outside? You can put on your application form, I like to socialize with my friends, but that's not going to be enough. In your essays, everything has to come out with facts. Facts means you did it. And can you engage in conversations outside of your interest? This is very important for top Ivy Leagues and top private schools because they want to have people who can go into the world, engage, and lead other people to make this world a better place. So when they review your applications, they're going to look at quantity and quality, quantity scores, SAT scores and GPAs. UCs have 14 different criteria they review. Those are the most important ones. And private schools, because they have recommendation letters, the only UCs that require recommendation letters is Berkeley. But most private schools have to have recommendation letters and essays, of course, for both schools. But private schools have interviews. They also allow you to have portfolio and other supplements. Those portfolio includes, if you play sports very well, you can record yourself. If you dance very well, you can record yourself. Music, of course, you can record yourself. And art as well. And your coding. Your coding can be uploaded as well. So private schools has a lot more options to attach to your applications. So it takes a longer time to prepare the entire application. Okay, so let's talk about what actually goes in when you're preparing for colleges. I have so many students, so many cases. So this is a case one. Besides those great students who came today, he got into she got into Cornell, Brown, UCB, and many other schools. Her purpose was very clear from the beginning. She wanted to do biology or biomedical, something biomedical to help people. And she was doing music and violin, so we, early on, already in 9th grade, we knew that we were going to have music portfolio to be completed by the end of 11th grade. So we asked her to take SAT to bio, SAT to chemistry, and math level 2. So that means after biology class in 9th grade, you take bio SAT test. After chem honor class in 10th grade, you take SAT to chemistry class. This has to be planned before the semester begins so that you can prepare. And she just liked to study. So she took 7 AP tests before the end of it. That was a hobby, to study for AP test. So that's okay for her. It doesn't mean that you have to take 7 AP classes, because when colleges review you, they will see how many AP classes are offered in your high school and how many you can reasonably possibly take. So just because you only took 4 APs, that doesn't disqualify you from applying to top colleges. But it's just for this student, she wanted to show her intellectual vitality by taking AP test, which is okay. So in 9th grade, we already knew she wants to go for that route. So as soon as biology class started in high school, we put her in the AP biology class here to prepare for AP test. And because of the music, got her involved in community music duo. 10th grade, she took a special class in science through Stanford Science Circle, went into science competitions. 11th grade, more practical experience, clinical experience in hospitals and summer medical camp. So we wrapped that all in the application form. Another case is engineering, UC Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon. His interest evolved a lot. He didn't know what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a lawyer. 6 months later, he wanted to be a biologist. 3 months later, he wanted to be engineering. That's okay. It's okay, your interest changes. Even after you get into college, you want to change your major many times. So that's okay, but just because you don't know what to do, sitting there, I don't know what I want to do, that doesn't work. You have to do something to get to know what you actually can do, what might interest you. Anyway, so this student interest evolved, but he was throughout high school involved in debate, which is a very good activity because debate always helps you to get engaged more with people and gives you opportunities to express your opinions. Also prepares you very well for college interviews. That's one good activity to get involved if you don't know what you want to do. So we did different ones: debate, Model United Nations, pre-med camps, programming. That just evolved as the year went on. But every summer, he had something to do, to explore different fields. And finally, he decided, okay, I want to do engineering. I found my interest in programming. So 11th grade was very intensely spent on learning programming languages. So 11th grade was intensely spent to learn programming, going to engineering camp for the entire summer he did, and also going to hackathons. That's very important. So that's just two of the cases. I have many different cases, and each student gets a different path, because that's the whole purpose of meeting individually and designing your own path with the counselor. Now, as of last year, UCs have a new essay topics. They have 8, and you need to pick 4. So those are the first 4. The important portions is, I highlighted, positively influence others. How did you positively influence others? And how do you express your creative side? You can say, I'm creative, I play piano, but how do you express it? Everybody has different ways to express, but you have to have a way to express it so that users know how you express it. And what do they mean by educational opportunity? Many students talk about AP classes as a good educational opportunity, which is very good, but given that most everybody will be taking AP classes in 11th grade and 12th grade, I would like you to have something more to say. That's when summer camps and research experiences or work experiences come very important, or even taking extra online classes. The remaining 4 questions: if you have any difficulties, challenges, how has this challenge affected your academic achievement? Once again, you have to tell them how it influenced you and how you changed. And number 7, what have you done for the community, for the school? So your action is very important. So for UCs, when it comes to UCs, you have to take actions. So just taking classes, getting good grades and high city scores are no longer going to be enough. You have to act. So they have 8 questions, but there are certain focuses, because academics, out of the 8, 3 fits the academics, 4 fits to influence to others, and 3 fits to special characteristics such as creativity and how you express it. So once again, UC is a public school, big public schools dedicated to educate the leaders of the next generation. So how do you influence others to make this world a better place? That's a very important factor for UCs. So I would like you to get involved in the community service, doing something for other people throughout high school. And getting leadership, that's also very important. So, like I said, get involved more at school, in the community. You need to develop problem-solving skills, and you need to engage in academic subject outside of classroom. Highly recommend to take online classes. Or in the summer in 11th grade, 10th grade, go take some classes at the Answer College, Berkeley College. Okay? So those are the things you can do, like I've been talking about. Just get involved, get moving, do things. I just already did. So if you don't have a summer plan yet, here at ShareWorld, we start planning for the summer in November already. Summer, if you're older student, juniors, you should get involved in the subject area that you are interested in pursuing later on to get a more in-depth knowledge. Do some volunteers during the summer. Accumulate 30 to 70 hours during the summer. You also have to prepare for tests, academic test preparations, SAT test, ACT test. Many students take both SAT and ACT, and colleges do not care which one you take. The only thing you have to be careful is, whatever test you take, you have to give them all the test scores. They would only look at the highest one, but for statistic purposes, you have to send them all. That could get expensive because ACT scores, you have to send each score separately, and there's a charge for it. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. And read books, newspapers, magazines. Many colleges ask questions about the books you have read recently. Analyze and state your opinions. Summer is a good time to do extra reading. And visiting colleges, it's very important to visit colleges, get the feel of it, take a tour, and see if that's the environment you like to go for. If you don't know how to visit colleges, we have a sample schedule that we can give you to plan your trip. So, but keep in mind that every case is different. Every student is different. Do not compare yourself to others. Have your own path and pursue it with your passion. You are you, so we need to find a unique path. And we here at ShareWorld, our counselor's job is to do that together with you.